Good morning. My name is Isaac, and today this is going to be my Keystone library. First up, we have our parking lot. You can see that this is the entrance, and these are the two entryways just for reference to see how far you're going to be walking. And next up, we have our playground, just for the kids. This also shows you another entry or exit right here, and an entrance or exit right here. And this would be our covered garbage right here, and an outdoor seating area, as you can see right there. Next up, our entrances. This is going to be a drop-off or just a walk-in entrance right here, and this is also another main entrance. And going into our library, going through this door, you get this picture right here. And this entire back wall would be break rooms, meeting rooms, and staff bath, and head librarian's office. And this entire wall would be our utilities, your bathrooms, your power room. And right here you can see your stairs. If you turn around and look up where I would be standing, you have your history room and your your elevator right here, with obviously your circulation desk. Next up, you can get a better picture of that. Your utilities all right here. So when it comes upon installing them, it's a lot easier. Okay, next up we have our bathrooms. As you can see, our staff, girls, boys bathroom. Boys, 2 stalls, 2 urinals, 1 handicap accessible, and the other one is 2 sinks. Girls bathroom, 4 stalls, 1 handicap accessible, 2 sinks also. Next to our main office, you get views of the entrance and the entire front parking lot. Next up would be our break room. Not much going here besides that, good comfy spot for the staff members to chill during their work hours. Meeting rooms, there are 2 rooms that look the exact same, just like this, where you would come have an important meeting. My floor 2 overview. Back here would be your computer lab, big giant study section, probably book club sections right there if you needed it, and tons of seating over here as well. And to your left, like I showed you earlier, this would be your elevator coming from over here, and going throughout that door would be your green roof. A place for plants to grow, and your mind as well. And that would be it.
Good job. I'll start if it's okay.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Moss, I really don't have much. I do have 1 question, and then I have 2 comments. The good thing about going first, y'all should always strive to go first, because there's less critiquing on the first one than it is on the last one, because we hope that y'all listening and picking up on some of these. The one thing I'll leave most of the library stuff to the librarian, Mrs. Wood, because she will be the one to be able to tell you, hey, when we walk in here, we want to be able to see this, move this. A lot of times I'll critique presentation. And so for your presentation, the one thing that I picked up on from start to finish is that you spoke to the TV rather than the audience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so it's something that everyone has to work on, because when you give a presentation, you know what the presentation is and you want to be able to look at the presentation, point, move, but the problem is you forget about the audience. And so just know if you continue to do this, or this is part of your career as growing up, you got to remember who your audience is. And that just becomes practice with that stuff, is to be able to glance at a slide, know that this is your parking lot, and be able to look back at the audience and go, you're going to see an entrance coming in, you're going to see two entryways to the building. That's the part behind this slide, and then move to the next one, and then you can glance at the next slide. But it's a practice makes perfect. I will say one of the things that I thought you did really well is you dropped the remote. But the moment the batteries went back in, you clicked the button, you were right back on it. Like, it really, I didn't see any nerves in there. It wasn't like you could normally see a young man or a young woman where it frazzles them, right? I made the mistake, now what I'm gonna do, and honestly, you just picked it up, put the battery in, and went to the next slide. So kudos with that one. I had 1 question about design. and I lost it in that, but you said 2 meeting rooms that are basically the same. Am I
Yeah.
correct in that?
Yes, sir.
Are they on different floors or?
No, they're on the same floor. They're right next to each other right here.
So let me ask you a question. Why 2 rooms, and maybe this is more of the librarian question, but why 2 rooms and why the exact same?
Well, I was told to make 2 rooms, and I don't know why the exact same. It just comes easier.
Okay, so I'm pick on something as far as what we know in our business work, because we have multiple meeting rooms as well. And we have one like inside of City Hall that is small because it's inside of City Hall and we just lack the space inside of there. But when we have a business partner that comes in and it's him and 2 of his partners, we can meet in this room because it's small enough, it's big enough to fit that, but small enough that we can have readily mobile as far as in City Hall. If we have a bunch of developers coming in and we now got to meet with 20 people, we have a second meeting area, but that meeting area is big enough to hold 30 people. And so I would say if you're going to have 2 meeting rooms, to have them on, have a small room. That way, if I'm just meeting with the admin team and it's just 4 of us getting together, we're going to meet here, and it's located in the place that we work. But if we're going to have people come in from the outside, we're looking for a bigger meeting area, and that's just something that we deal with on a weekly basis in our normal profession. And so I don't know if you had any guidelines on that or not, but
Just have to have 2.
Okay.
That's the criteria. Not that you were told to. That is the criteria. That is one of the things that they have to do.
And I would even say, and Megan, let me ask you this question. So to have 2 of them on the same floor, would you, as a librarian, would you rather it be on different floors, or does that even matter to you?
I would probably keep them on the same floor just because they're more easily accessible, depending on how much they get used. I do like the 2 different sizes though, not because just at our library we have 2, we call them study rooms, and they are smaller, where they can fit about 4 to 8 people. One can fit about 8, one can fit about 4. But we also have a conference room, and that was something I was going to point out, because you have kind of this setup with the computer lab and you had all the desks set up.
Yeah.
I would suggest having the computer lab closer to a circulation desk, because it never feels that people are going to need help. So it's more easily accessible, doesn't take as long, and they can be right there to help them. And then maybe have a separate area, like a conference room area, completely separate and more closed off from the computer area, just so people are having meetings, they have a little bit more privacy. But I really liked, that's pretty much all that I had to critique. I really liked it. I loved that the office you made sure it had a view of the parking area, so you can see who's coming in, if anything's happening. I really liked that. I would appreciate something like that. And that's about all I had. I thought it was great. I'd love working in a building like that. So it was beautiful.
It's a beautiful design.
Yeah, good job.